Imagine yourself sitting across a table from a stern-faced interviewer who suddenly throws you this curveball. Tell me about a time you faced a challenge at work and how did you handle it? Picture the scene. The tension in the air is palpable. You're doing well so far, but now you're faced with this tricky question. It's not a query about your qualifications or your previous job titles. No, it's a question that delves deeper. One that seeks to uncover your problem-solving skills, your resilience, and your adaptability. This question is a favorite among interviewers, and for good reason. It's an opportunity for them to peek behind the professional facade and see how you perform under pressure. It's a chance to understand how you approach problems, how you navigate through challenging situations, and how you bounce back from setbacks. It's not about the challenge itself, but rather, it's about how you handle it. Do you crumble under pressure, or do you rise to the occasion? Do you see problems as insurmountable obstacles, or do you view them as opportunities to learn and grow? Remember, the interviewer isn't looking for someone who's never faced a challenge. They're looking for someone who's been tested and has come out stronger on the other side. Someone who can stand tall in the face of adversity, who can think on their feet, and who can turn a difficult situation into a triumph. This question is also a testament to your adaptability. In today's fast-paced work environment, change is the only constant. Employers are on the lookout for candidates who can adapt to new situations quickly and efficiently. Your answer to this question can demonstrate that you're not only capable of handling change, but that you can do so with grace and resilience. So when you're asked to describe a time when you faced a challenge at work, remember what's really being asked. This isn't a time for modesty. It's a time to showcase your problem-solving skills, your resilience, and your adaptability. Now that you know why this question is so crucial, let's dive into how you can craft a compelling answer. You might have heard of the STAR technique. It's a method used to answer behavioral interview questions. But what exactly is it? And how can it help you shine in your next interview? Let's delve into it. Picture yourself in the middle of a job interview. You're asked a question like, tell me about a time when you had to resolve a conflict within your team. This is where the STAR technique comes into play. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. Situation is your cue to provide the context. You might say, I was leading a project team and we had a disagreement about the direction of the project. Here, you've set the scene for your interviewer. Next is task. This is where you outline your specific responsibilities in the situation. You could add, as the team leader, it was my responsibility to mediate the disagreement and find a solution that everyone could agree on. Then, we have action. This is the heart of your answer, where you explain exactly what steps you took to address the task at hand. You might say, I called a team meeting where everyone could voice their concerns, and then we discussed potential solutions. Finally, result. This is your chance to highlight the positive outcome that resulted from your actions. You could conclude, ultimately, we were able to reach a consensus, and the project was a success. Remember, the key to the STAR technique is to be specific. Don't just say you led a team or resolved a conflict. Show how you did it and what the results were. This technique allows you to paint a vivid picture for your interviewer, putting them right there in the scene with you. So the next time you're faced with a behavioral interview question, this is where the STAR technique will help you structure your responses in a way that showcases your skills and experiences effectively. Every interview is unique, but there are some questions that seem to pop up in almost everyone. Let's dive into the common questions. The first one, why should we hire you, is a classic. This is your chance to shine, to express how your skills, experience, and attitude make you the perfect fit. It's not about bragging, it's about showing that you understand what the role requires and that you've got what it takes to deliver. This is where the STAR technique comes in handy. Detail a situation, task, action, and result that highlights your suitability. Moving on, where do you see yourself in 5 years? A tricky one, isn't it? Employers ask this to understand your ambition, your career trajectory, and to see if your future aligns with the company's. The trick is to be honest, but also flexible, and show that you're committed to growing with the organization. Use the STAR technique here too. Discuss a situation where you had to think about your future, a task related to it, the action you took, and the result of your efforts. Now, these are just 2 examples, but the list goes on. Questions like, what's your greatest weakness? Or tell me about a time when, are also common. The key is to anticipate these questions, prepare thoughtful responses, and practice them. Practice makes perfect, as they say. But remember, an interview is not an interrogation, it's a conversation. It's not just about answering questions, it's about asking them too. Asking thoughtful questions shows you've done your homework and are serious about the role. And finally, don't forget to be yourself. Authenticity goes a long way in making a positive impression. Remember, preparation is key. The more you practice, the more confident you'll feel during the actual interview. Sometimes, interviewers throw in questions that can leave you stumped. Questions like, if you were an animal, what would you be? Let's tackle this head on. What's the purpose of such curveballs? Well, they are designed to test your creativity, problem-solving skills, and to some extent, your ability to think on your feet. It's less about the exact answer and more about how you approach the question. Often, it's your thought process that they're interested in, not whether you'd choose to be a lion over a turtle. So, how do you handle these unexpected questions? First, don't panic. It's okay to take a moment to gather your thoughts. In fact, it's better to pause and think, rather than blurting out the first thing that comes to mind. Remember, it's not about speed, it's about the quality of your response. Secondly, try to relate your answer back to the job or the company. For instance, if you're asked what kind of animal you'd be, consider the qualities of the animal that might relate to the position you're interviewing for. If it's a leadership role, you might say you'd be a lion, known for its courage and strength. If it's a team role, perhaps you'd choose a wolf, known for its pack mentality. Thirdly, stay true to your personality. If you're naturally humorous, it's okay to inject a bit of humor into your response. If you're more serious, it's fine to give a thoughtful, measured response. The key is to be authentic. Remember, these questions are not designed to trip you up. They're designed to give the interviewer a glimpse into how you think and what values drive you. So don't be afraid to show a bit of your personality in your answers. Lastly, don't overthink it. It's just one question among many. Don't let it throw you off balance. Breathe, think, and respond with confidence. The key here is to stay calm, take a moment to think, and then answer in a way that reflects your personality and values. An interview is not just a chance for a company to evaluate you, but also an opportunity for you to assess the company. Let's switch gears for a moment. We've talked extensively about how to respond to interview questions, but what about the questions you should be asking? Yes, you heard that right. An interview is not a one-way street, it's a dialogue, a conversation, an exchange of ideas. And asking the right questions can be just as important as giving the right answers. Think about it. You're potentially going to spend a significant chunk of your life at this company. Don't you want to know what you're getting into? That's where your questions come in. They show your interviewer that you're not just interested in any job, you're interested in this job at this company. So what should you ask? Well, here's a few starters. Question 1. Can you tell me more about the company culture? This gives you an insight into the environment you'll be working in. Is it competitive or collaborative? Formal or casual? These things can make or break your job satisfaction. Question 2. What are the growth opportunities here? This shows your ambition, your drive to improve, to climb the ladder. Plus, it gives you a sense of the company's commitment to professional development. Question 3. What are the biggest challenges facing the team right now? This shows your willingness to face difficulties head-on and helps you understand where you might be able to make a real impact. And finally, question 4. What do you enjoy most about working here? This can give you a personal insight into the company through the eyes of the person interviewing you. So, don't be afraid to ask questions. They can provide valuable insights and make you stand out as a thoughtful, engaged candidate. Remember, asking the right questions can show your genuine interest in the role and the company, and can help you decide if it's the right fit for you. Once the interview is over, your work is not done yet. The follow-up is equally important. Now let's imagine you've just finished a job interview. You're feeling a mix of relief and anticipation. But before you let out that sigh of relief, remember there's one more crucial step in the job interview process. The follow-up. Why is it important, you ask? Well, a follow-up not only shows your continued interest in the role, but also reinforces the impression you made during the interview. It's like the cherry on top of your job interview sundae. Sending a thank you note after the interview can make all the difference. It's a small gesture that can leave a big impact. But crafting the perfect thank you note is an art in itself. So how do you do it? Firstly, personalize it. Remember, the person reading your note is human, just like you. Use their name, refer to something you discussed during the interview, make it feel like it's more than just a generic note. Secondly, keep it short and sweet. Acknowledge the time they took to meet with you, express your continued interest in the role, and reiterate what you bring to the table. But remember, brevity is key. You don't want to write an entire novel. Last but not least, timing is everything. When should you send it? Ideally, within 24 hours after the interview. You want to strike while the iron is hot, while your interview is still fresh in their minds. So there you have it. the art of the follow-up. It may seem like a small step, but it can be a game changer. It's your chance to leave a lasting impression, to stand out from the crowd. It's your chance to show that you're not just interested in the job, but you're committed to it. A well-crafted follow-up can leave a lasting impression on the interviewer and can increase your chances of landing the job. So, there you have it. A comprehensive guide to acing your next job interview. Let's take a moment to revisit the key points we've discussed. Firstly, we delved into the art of handling tricky interview questions. Remember, these are not designed to trip you up, but to provide you with an opportunity to showcase your problem-solving skills and your ability to remain composed under pressure. Next, we explored the STAR technique. This is a powerful tool that you can use to structure your responses to behavioral interview questions. The acronym stands for Situation, Task, Action, and Result. 4 elements that should be included in your answers to paint a clear, compelling picture of your abilities and achievements. We then dove into some of the most common interview questions you might encounter. From discussing your strengths and weaknesses to explaining why you left your last job, we've given you the tools to answer these questions with confidence. The Unexpected Questions segment reminded us that interviews can sometimes throw us curveballs. We learned that it's not always about the right answer, but how you handle the unexpected. Then we turned the tables and looked at the questions you should be asking. Remember, an interview is a two-way street. Asking thoughtful questions not only shows your interest in the role, but also helps you determine if the company is the right fit for you. Finally, we discussed the importance of the follow-up. A simple thank you note can leave a lasting impression and set you apart from other candidates. Remember, an interview is not just about showcasing your skills and experiences, but also about showing your personality and fit for the company. So, keep these tips in mind, practice and prepare. After all, the key to acing an interview is preparation. Good luck with your next interview.